For years, I thought I could tell when someone was lying. I looked for eye contact, fidgeting, nervous energy, and I was confident about it. That was the dangerous part, because confidence makes you stop questioning your model. Then I started noticing something uncomfortable. The people who lied to me most convincingly weren't nervous at all. They were relaxed, warm, sometimes even charismatic. And the honest people, they hesitated. They stumbled. They looked anxious. That's when I realized something important. Anxiety is not guilt, and confidence is not truth. I wasn't bad at reading people. I was using a bad mental model. Movies have trained us badly. The liar looks away, sweats, touches their face. But here's the problem. There is no universal body language signal for lying. In fact, when people know they might be judged, they overcorrect. They hold eye contact longer than normal. They sit still. They try to appear controlled. So, ironically, the person trying hardest to look honest may be the one managing something. And the nervous person, they might just hate confrontation. Body language doesn't reveal truth. It reveals stress. And stress has many causes. Here's the first real model I use: cognitive load. Lying is mentally expensive. You have to suppress the truth, construct an alternative story, make it consistent, monitor your listener's reaction, and adjust in real time. That's a lot. So instead of looking for twitching eyes, I look for subtle mental strain. Slight delays before answering simple questions. Overly structured sentences. Stories that feel too linear. Truth is retrieved. Lies are built, and building takes effort. Real memories are messy. When someone describes something that actually happened, they include odd, irrelevant details, the smell of the room, the weird comment someone made, the fact that their phone battery was dying. Liars often include details too, but they're strategic details, the kind that strengthen credibility. What they lack is randomness. Texture. Truth feels lived in. Lies feel assembled. So I don't ask, are there details? I ask, do these details feel organic or engineered? Emotion is hard to fake consistently over time. If someone says, I was furious, but their tone stays flat and controlled, that's interesting. If someone describes a painful event with zero emotional shift, that's interesting. Not proof, just data. The key is congruence. Does the emotional energy match the content? Because when emotion and narrative don't align, something is being regulated. And regulation often means management. This is where most people fail. They judge behavior in isolation. But behavior only means something relative to baseline. Is this person normally fast-talking, normally sarcastic, normally anxious? If you don't know their pattern, you can't detect deviation. I don't look for nervous behavior. I look for different from usual behavior. Deviation is information. Absolute cues are noise. Here's a technique I use carefully. I ask the story backwards. What happened right before that? And before that? Truth is easier to reverse because it's stored experientially. Lies are often constructed forward. When forced backward, cracks appear. Details get dropped. Sequence blurs. Again, this isn't about interrogation. It's about cognitive pressure. Truth tolerates pressure better than fabrication. Another subtle signal is overjustification. When someone gives strong reasons for something you didn't question. When explanations feel pre-defensive. Honest people answer the question asked. Liars often answer the accusation they fear. So I listen for arguments that seem slightly ahead of the conversation. That tells me they're not just responding, they're managing perception. But here's the deeper shift. I stopped obsessing over detecting lies. Instead, I ask, if this were a lie, what would it protect? Shame? Status? Avoiding conflict? Most lies are defensive, not malicious. And when you understand motive, you understand the human. That's far more powerful than catching someone in a contradiction. Because psychology explains behavior better than suspicion ever will. So how do I tell if someone is lying? I don't rely on eye contact myths. I look for cognitive strain, emotional mismatch, deviation from baseline, timeline instability, overjustification. And even then, I stand certain. Because the goal isn't to win, it's to understand. The moment you think you're a human lie detector, you become the easiest person to fool. If this changed how you see people, subscribe to ModelThink, hit like, and share the video with your friends. See you in the next video, Model Thinkers.